Hello and welcome everybody to a new first impressions video, this time on another Les Indemodables fragrance called Immortelle Solaire. So the solar immortelle or everlasting flower. Immortelle is a bit of a divisive ingredient in perfumery. I've brought out a few of my favorite scents featuring the note, and one of my only other Les Indemodables full bottle. The note of Immortelle is, it's derived from a yellow flower, which is also sometimes called the curry flower. That is because it is a very spicy smelling flower. But it doesn't only have spices, it has these honeyed, leathery, tobacco-y, hay nuances. So it really gives you a broad spectrum of like warm floral notes. And yeah, mostly the issue comes in a lot of these fragrances dry downs when you get more of a curried smell. This is Les Indemodables take, and I've not smelled this before, so this will be my first impressions on Blotter, and I'm curious to see how they use this material, because obviously, since they produce their own extracts, they are going to do something special with it. And this at first impressions it's very nice. It's very beautiful. I immediately get that spicy, kind of dry hay like smell, but it also has all of these slightly boozy, dried fruits, leathery notes, woody notes. There's some sweetness in here, so not quite honey sweetness, but it goes in that direction. It's very the name Solaire is really nice because this really smells solar in a sense. This really has this kind of yeah, sun warmed smell. There's an association I get with Immortelle sometimes, with really good Immortelle, especially like for example this one here. This was my previous probably favorite way of using Immortelle as a main note, Immortelle Corse by Parfum d'Empire. This also has a huge dose of Immortelle because it's very indigenous to Corsica. And it smells like, I would say, a field in the late summer evening after a long day of sun shining on it, and you get this dried field, dried grass, hay smell with these fruits. Yeah, and this kind of reminds me of Immortelle Corse, but this here, Immortelle Solaire, somehow it's drier, I would say, but it's also fresher. There's a certain freshness to this. Yeah, this is really, really enjoyable so far. What else am I getting? So it's not just spices, warmth, hay, touch of honey, touch of tobacco-like smell, because Immortelle is often used to create the tobacco note. Dried nuttiness, earthiness, something mineralic, something kind of like how do you describe it? It's not salty. I wouldn't call this salty, but yeah, slightly in that chalky direction, but not unpleasant, because it's not, yeah, it's not really, it's not grating, it's not rough. There's a smoothness to this. That's really nice, and it's getting a little bit more leathery, I would say now. I can totally tell that there's Immortelle in this. This has this very typical warm, almost culinary spice type of Immortelle, but it's very much integrated and smooth. It's, like I said, not overly salty, which can sometimes give this too much of a curry feel. Let's have a look at the official notes. I brought out my Les Indemodables official brochure. You can see here, this is the page on Immortelle Solaire. This highly distinctive and original creation is thus a play of light and materials. It showcases the full complexity of the ultrasonic full spectrum everlasting Immortelle, combining a luminous accord with facets of licorice and candied fruits, yes, candied fruits for sure, in subtle balance with darker notes of spices, wood, and leather. It evokes a summery atmosphere bathed in sunlight at that precise moment when the midday sun scorches the limestone rock of a Provençal landscape in the south of France. And the main ingredients are everlasting full spectrum ultrasound Grand Cru, France, 3.3% in the formula, patchouli oil, AC, Indonesia, 2.9% in the formula, hazelnut ultrasound Grand Cru, Italy, 1.9%, and Styrex oil, Honduras, 0.5%. So those are the official notes. Yeah, the patchouli is very noticeable, and it's that really pretty patchouli that they use also in patchouli noisette, but this scent here has a lightness to it that I don't get in patchouli noisette. And the nuttiness, for sure, yeah. The nuttiness plays really well with these warm spicy notes. It kind of adds some creamy feeling to it. It really smoothens out those spices of the Immortelle. Personally, I know what they mean with licorice. Yes. But it's kind of an abstract licorice to me. Because it's always combined with another note. It's not like pure licorice. Because this doesn't give that black feeling of licorice. It's maybe more in that woody licorice thing. Okay, so the interesting part of that full spectrum, how they call it, extract of Immortelle, is that they combine the essential oil for the Immortelle, because you can of course do just a regular steam distillation for Immortelle, and you get the essential oil, which the color comes from natural, probably from that natural Immortelle oil mostly, but maybe also the Styrex. And they combine that then with the ultrasonic extract of the waste product of that steam distillation. So that's why they call it full spectrum, because some of the aroma chemicals, some of the molecules are distilled using steam first, right? And then they take that already distilled Immortelle product, they dry it, and then they run it through their ultrasonic extraction method, which is at low temperature using a solvent. And then they combine the extract from the ultrasonic the ultrasonic extraction with the steam distillation essential oil. And then they get this full spectrum Immortelle, which sounds really, really awesome. I think that's a really successful venture here. Because it's just a really beautiful... Yeah, it has this kind of autumnal feel to it. Probably because it's autumn right now, that helps with the association. But I get this late summer thing, right? Late summer, there's still sunlight, but the leaves has already started falling, because this patchouli earthiness together with this dried Immortelle smell create this feeling of like fallen leaves on a like a foresty floor, or provincial floor, if they call it provincial, and they are baking in the sun throughout the day, and then at evening when the sun goes down, you have this golden light and the smell of all these leaves, this dried stone, as they say. That's that mineralic feel. And yes, somehow you're maybe like you're wearing a leather jacket, and eating eating your fruit snacks, your dried fruit snacks with you on the go, or chewing on some licorice root. Yeah, this is extremely well done. This is really fine-tuned, and if you like patchouli, this will be for you. If you like Immortelle, this will be for you. That's like the main two players for sure. Obviously, because they're the highest dosage of ingredients are those two. It's interesting because in patchouli noisette I also got this light fruitiness, because I think that comes from the patchouli. The patchouli gives a little bit of a fruitiness. It's like not this dirty patchouli. This is a very clean patchouli. But the Immortelle here is not squeaky clean. So in fact, it's really nice that they use a clean patchouli with this not overly clean Immortelle, because then they balance each other out. Right? This Immortelle adds some suspense, and the patchouli really cleans up some of the more rougher edges of the Immortelle. Yeah, for sure. This does give a slight bit of that dried tobacco, rolling tobacco smell as well. This hay-like feel, kind of like Chergy, but this is definitely not like this is not like one-to-one Chergy. I think Chergy is way more honeyed, and Chergy has a little bit of a powderiness. This here is, it's really straight. It's focused. That's a good word for this. It's a really focused scent. You have two main ingredients. They are perfectly blended together. I would say there's a little bit of a citrus top, because I get a slightly fresh feel when you first spray this on. And the quality of the Immortelle and the patchouli is so high that it's very nuanced, and there's lots of things to discover. This is a scent that you want to wear, and you want to keep wearing. So this here, by the way, is the 7 ml bottle. These are the tester sizes, kind of, that Les Indemodables do whenever they release a new scent. They will make available these vials of 7 ml, and they cost 40 euros. You have to pay shipping unless you also order some other things to get over the minimum amount for free shipping. But it's a really nice way of doing some rather in-depth testing of a fragrance before you purchase a full 50 ml bottle, because 40 euros, yeah, that's pretty fair for 7 ml, I would say. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I'm very much liking this one, but I'm also a fan of Immortelle. And I will have to see, because this Immortelle course is amazing. I will have to compare this. I will spray one on each hand at some point and wear them, and then hopefully come to a conclusion which of the two bottles I want, because Immortelle Solaire, it's absolutely amazing. Immortelle Course is also amazing, and Immortelle Course is a little bit cheaper. Cheap is the wrong word. It's a little bit less expensive. They're both very expensive, but Immortelle Course is a little bit less expensive. But please try to sample this Immortelle Solaire, because for anybody that likes patchouli or anybody that likes Immortelle, this is a must try, I would say. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye and take care.